Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the new Gear 5 verse Luffy in some PvP, seeing how he rocks, seeing how he rolls, and seeing what he brings to the Quick team who desperately needs something. Quick, honestly, since my last meta PvP tier list has dropped massively, and we haven't really had a big celebration for me to actually go back in and sort of shuffle around that tier list. But look, I'll definitely be doing that once we get to the back end of this One Piece Day celebration, once we sort of get to the end of all these Sugo Fest and fun stuff there, because Luffy brings massive buffs to the Quick team. Now, the Quick team was always like a quick slasher, quick driven kind of meta, but nowadays it's kind of moved away from that, and it's sort of either gone straight to the driven meta or straight into the slasher meta, and then you can kind of have some very powerful quick characters scattered across the board. But what Luffy brings with his abilities, he gives quick teammates HP level 6, speed level 6, defense level 3. If you have more than 50 seconds remaining, he gives attack up level 6 and defense up level 3 to the entire team. When the timer is less than 50 seconds on the clock, he gives himself a level 8 attack buff, a level 8 defense buff, and level 5 CT reduction. So basically, in the first 50 seconds, just like Kaido, he's a team player. He gives everything to everyone. Everyone is getting the HP buff, the speed buff, the defensive buff, and then in the first 50 seconds, you get that extra level 6 attack to everyone, and level 3 defense to everyone. However, once you sort of fall into that back 50 seconds, Luffy sort of turns around and goes, nah, I'm going to take all of those buffs, give himself level 8 attack, 8 defense, and level 5 CD to make his special go a lot faster, to make himself hit a lot harder, and to do some really fun stuff there. Now, as you can see with the team build that I have put together, we are running a very reminiscent slasher front line with Luffy kind of just thrown into the front on the wing. We have Roger and Odin buffing the team. If you have 5 slashes and 8 quick units, you get a bunch of CD reduction and a bunch of other buffs. We have Smoothie, who's the slasher unit that can do some special rollback. She works really nicely being a 20 cost unit. Same with Shiryu being a 20 cost unit, giving CD reduction himself and allowing your specials to go a little bit faster. And then we have Momo just for some good, solid damage output. Momo is kind of the character that needs to come carry a lot of the damage early because of Luffy sharing a name with Kaido being the verse unit. Means we can't run the 6+ Kaido on this particular lineup, but we are running 2 PvP units in the front line, Shiryu and Smoothie, which gives us freedom to run an extra legend. Now, Quick have a lot of very good legends you can bring. You can use Versakainu if you really want to. You could throw maybe Cross Guild on the team. You could do some fun stuff with Tesoro. However, you do want to bring a full lineup of slashes, 5 slashes, and with the 4 in the front, you do need to bring 1 on the bench. There aren't that many PvP slasher characters that work. It's like nuking options. You can run the free-to-play Whitebeard, or you could run the free-to-play 5+ Alba. You have the 5+ X-Drake as well, which can work great. However, because you have that extra legend slot, you can easily run something like Super Tandem Zoro or run something like Izo Kiku, depending on what you're going up against. I opted to go with Super Tandem Zoro on the bench, which is a very weird choice, but later into the fight, having him come in with his counter mechanic, the defensive buffs he gives, can work quite nicely. And with Luffy being a free spirit character, and really the one that you want to survive the most, he's going to come in and get buffed by Zoro. We also have Momo, who's a free spirit character, and then looking at our bench, being Inuyasuma, who's free spirit too, and V3 Kuzan, who is now a PvP unit, 20 cost PvP legend technically. He's also a free-to-play character, a 20 cost character that can buff the entire Quick team. So once we sort of move into the back echelons of the fight and Luffy's kind of buffing himself, we have these free spirit characters coming in and all of a sudden doing some really nice stuff to not only buff Luffy, but to kind of hold the team together. In saying that though, look, Luffy could die early, Momo could die very early, and all of a sudden that whole free spirit Enchilos that I've got going on in my head may not exactly work to my favor, but that's the idea of the bench. You could do some other stuff with Blue Jam and Porch Emmy and Fuji if you want to go down more of a driven route. But for myself, this is kind of what's working from my box. Obviously, we have the release of Jinbei, who's another fantastic PvP unit. He's a legend that you could definitely use in the front. You also have Hachan, who's an amazing PvP rare recruit. He's also a slasher, so he works exceptionally here. You could definitely just chuck him on the back as your nuking character. That's probably the only one that I can think of that would work exceptionally well. But like I said, you do have some options there. In the first 50 seconds, Luffy brings a lot to the team. He keeps it alive, and the idea is that Smoothie's rolling back specials, you're locking or special locking any strength characters you might come up against. Momo's hitting really, really hard. And then you've got Roger and Odin to actually give them the CD reduction that they need back. Because you have level 5 CD reduction with this team, Smoothie and Shiryu are on very small cooldowns. They tend to go very, very quickly. Momo as well is on a much shorter cooldown than something like Roger and Odin. He has a tendency to go very fast as well. And then with Roger and Odin, you can actually get the 50% CD reduction to your slasher characters. But what Luffy also does, he does something that's very reminiscent to what Roger and Odin does. He targets quick-type teammates for level 6 attack up for 25 seconds, level 3 CD reduction for 25 seconds. He targets 3 enemies with high HP for a 1.2 times attack. 2 times it'll ignore defense. And when you're above 50 seconds in the fight, he targets 1 quick teammate, not including himself, with the low current CT to be a 50% charge reduction. And when you're in the last 50 seconds, he targets quick type teammates for 50% chance to haste. So the idea here is you have your slasher characters all go. Roger and Odin gives the 50% to your slasher characters. And then all of a sudden, Luffy comes in, gives the 50% back to Roger and Odin. And you can get this really, really fast cycle for your slashers. Getting to the last 50 seconds, have Luffy building himself up, hitting really hard, giving haste to everyone, and sort of rounding out the back end. You do take a lot of damage early. You can get hit very, very hard, but you have very, very good CD. Once Luffy goes, he's giving level 3 CD to the entire team as well, which lasts a very long time. And then when he can give the haste ability too, it just works exceptionally to get a lot of damage in the back end of the fight out. For myself, I much prefer the first 50 seconds of Luffy, where he's buffing not only the entire team, but he's giving the 50% CD reduction. This just works much nicer in my opinion. But once you actually get that haste to work, it can just do dividends and just win you the fight. The downside that I find is that it's only a 50% haste. 50% haste, in my opinion, it's just not good enough. I wish it was 80% or even 100% to maybe like 3 quick units, including himself. That could have been cool. But if you do get all of your units hit with this 50%, you can do some absolute monstrous things. So I've been taking on a bunch of challenge fights. I dove into the PKA season as well, and I actually found the level 150 fights because I really wanted to find this fight right here. We did find the Psy fight, as you guys saw before, but I really wanted to take on this fight here. I got really unlucky. Kobe actually special reversed, gave everyone the haste, being Luffy and Jack, I should say. Luffy came in and hit us so damn hard. Like, he hit us so ridiculously hard that he wiped out a bunch of our units, but we had enough tanking abilities to survive. Sure, we lost Shiryu, we lost Smoothie, probably the best 2 units that we could lose, but I really wanted to also showcase that free spirit-esque idea that I had in the back of my mind and showcase what I was actually thinking when I put together the bench as well. So having Zoro come in, now having Kuzan come in as well. Kuzan can actually special bind, which can slow the opposition down too, so can Momo as well, but it's not the be-all or end-all. But just having that extra niggle that the team can provide does work nicely. Plus, you are sort of hitting the team quite hard, breaking away pieces, and you can actually wither them down. Now, this again is not the be all or end all for the strength comp. Obviously, they are missing like Blackbeard could be in there somewhere. Obviously, you could run something like 6+ Ace in there somewhere. Having units like Sanji in there too to get that sort of haste ability and the CD reduction early at the start of the fight could be an option for them as well. And I definitely thinking of it very strongly. You got like Kumas and Kings and stuff too. So this is not like a surefire thing, but it was a very nice showcase to sort of take on a strength team that had Luffy at level 150. Another very annoying team that can go up against is Slashers. Obviously, the combination of S-Hawk and Whitebeard and Roger can be very, very annoying. But I found that this team worked just exceptionally well. And I've been doing a lot of these PvP showcases, and this might not be like the best meta teams to go up against and what might be the be-all or end-all. But these teams are functioning very, very nicely. We are starting to move into a bit of a different meta and away from some of the stuff that we've already seen. Slashers might be starting to see the day where they're no longer the best team in the game because these teams are just having so much HP, having so much bulk, and being able to survive these shots. But at the same time, like I said, if you have Whitebeard Roger and then S-Hawk go very quickly, or have Zoro Sanji bring the haste ability in, they can hit you super hard, super fast too. But the upside to this team is we have some niggle with the special binding abilities of Shiryu on strength units. You could actually bring Izo Kiko in too if you wanted to do some more damage to stuff like strength. You could even bring in Versa Kainu as well. that would be another option too. But having the special reverse, special binds, cooldowns for yourself, haste ability, Luffy brings all of this to the team on top of what the team pretty much already had. And even when you do get like smacked by a character like Whitebeard and Roger, you have utility and backups on the bench to come into the team and start working quite nicely. As you guys saw there, Roger and Odin and Smoothie got hit by Roger and Whitebeard, so we did lose 2 of our characters. This is what I was talking about where I said that I had that free spirit backup, and now all of a sudden we have a free spirit team rather than more of a slasher based team that's working quite nicely with still a quick echelons as the core. But let me know what you guys think of Luffy in the comment section below. Do you think he definitely just walks into the quick team? Do you think he's changing the game when it comes to quick characters? And if you guys have some other build, let me know down below, because I do love running different comps and versing these challenge fights, because I do find PvP a lot of fun. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button for me, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.